What up YouTube, Art here again with another Call of Duty video, and in today's video we are tackling the dark corners and deep shadows of Warzone. Whether it be in the Gulag, in the attics of Vondel, or in the caves of Ashika, I am here with a new set of filters for my filter factory system to see into the dark. If you're new to the filters or the filter factory, let me give you a little rundown. These filters are LUTs, or lookup tables, which are commonly used in the film industry to affect the image coming out of a camera. Now, what I have done is taken these and applied them to the video game. So I've gone into the map, I've recorded some footage of some of the darkest areas, and I've taken them into my film color correction software, and I've applied certain color hues, certain saturation boosts to make the image more pleasing. Not only that, but I've targeted the dark areas, and I've lifted those up a bunch. In the trailer section of this video, you did see 4 of the 5 filters that are available in today's download. I just made the 5th one very last minute per a Twitter request, and I threw it in as a bonus. The first filter in the set is called Neutral Shadow Seer. Now, this is like the neutral MWII filter. It serves to add a little important color contrast like blues and oranges in certain areas, and also just lifts the overall saturation without making any of the oranges or the reds look too oversaturated. The next filter in today's filter pack is called Ruby Shadow Seer. As the name would suggest, this is a warm reddish filter. It also has the shadow lift properties on it, but this looks kind of like a Wes Anderson movie. It's very stylized. Some people will love it, some people will hate it. That's the best part about this filter set. There's one for everybody in here. The following filter is Emerald. This is the polar opposite of Ruby. This gives the image a greenish tone, kind of in that Transformers color palette with the greens and the oranges. Then there is Supersat, and as the name would suggest, this just takes the saturation and cranks it to 11, while also making the image a little bit more bluish purple to counteract some of the weird yellows and oranges that you see on the map. Like all the rest of the filters in today's set, this also has the Shadow Seer properties attached to it, and this one, for some reason, really lets you see details in the shadows. I think it's because it adds so much saturation back to the shadows that when you see a player model, it really pops. This last filter in the set was actually a Twitter suggestion. Shout out All Blacks. They had asked, hey, can you just make a filter that lifts the shadows and doesn't apply any color change? So this is going to be great for those Radeon users that maybe don't have all the control in NVIDIA control panel, or for somebody that just wants to try my kind of precision shadow lift. Since this filter has no color shift whatsoever, it is called Shadow Only. All of the filters that I described are available via a zip file included in the description down below. You have the filters, now how do you apply them? If you're a gamer and you don't create content or stream, it's really simple. All you need to do is go down to the description below and click the link to the GitHub for DWM LUT. This is the application that we'll use to apply the filters to your monitor. Now, there are 2 versions of the application. Technically, I've only linked one. This is the Laurel X one, which you can see here from the description. It says it's a fork of the original one made by LeDog, which works on Windows 11 now. If it works on Windows 11, it should work on most new versions of Windows 10. So everybody should start with this release. If you've downloaded it and you're having issues, you're getting a DLL error or something like that, then go ahead and click this original DWM LUT link, which will take you back to the LeDog version of the app, where you can download that latest release and try that instead. Now, don't do that unless you're having problems. So start with the latest one. You'll click download latest release. It will prompt you to download it. You can download it and save that. It will be a zip file. Make sure you don't just run things out of the zip file. You have to actually extract everything out of the zip file. I've taken that releases folder, I've renamed it to Filter Factory, and as you can see, I put it on my desktop here. Inside of that folder, I made a new folder called Release Filters. This is where I put all of the filters that I'm going to use inside of the application. And you can see in this top window, I've extracted the ArtIsWar MWII Shadow Seer filters to a different directory. All I'm going to do is right-click, copy, go to release filters, right click and paste. And I'll add this to the collection of filters. Depending when you found my videos, you may have some of these, you may haven't. You can go back in the channel by searching filter on my videos. You can find all of those there. Once you've pasted the filters in, the application is super simple to run. You double click, it will run on your screen. You want to select the monitor that is in the 00 position. Now this is going to be your main monitor. You can see here, 00. I already have a filter loaded, but typically what you do is you click browse, you go to where your filters are stored, and you can click a filter from the list, you select it, you hit open, and then all you have to do is click apply here. And you should see your monitor change. If you get an error here when you do it, like I said, go back, try the original DWM LUT version of the application made by LeDog and see if that doesn't give you the error, but it should be really, really straightforward. I will link in the description a Calendly link for a short appointment with me. This is very cheap. I'll help you get this application working if you need it. Should be pretty straightforward though. I don't foresee a lot of people having troubles with this one. If you minimize the application and you've had it pinned to the taskbar, if you click open, it'll say it's already running. Well, where did it go? By default, it will run in the corner here in the tray, and you can right click and click disable. It will turn off the filter. You can right click, click apply. You can't see the filter changing because I use a special way of getting my game PC to my stream PC to record, but trust, it is changing my monitor. But it's as simple as right clicking apply, right clicking disable. Once you do have the application open, a nice thing to do is to right click the icon and pin it to the taskbar. That way you don't have to go digging for the application later. Once you have a filter loaded though, and you have one that you like, it's as easy as clicking disable or apply, and it will turn it on and off, and then you can minimize it once it's applied and launch your game. I try to give you all as quality information as I possibly can. So a quick note about performance. Now, some systems will see a small performance hit for using these filters. It really comes down to how balanced your CPU and GPU pairing is. For example, my old rig, which is a 5800X 3D and a 6900 XT, saw no performance hit whatsoever. Input lag felt great, and my frames were about the same. On my current rig, which is a 13900K and a 4090, the story is the same. That's because both of these machines had very well matched CPUs and GPUs. Now, if you were on a 10900K with a 1660, then you would probably run into issues because your CPU is so much stronger than your GPU is held back, so any extra burden, like running the filter application, will be very noticeable in game. So I just wanted to get that out there and on the record so that y'all know, if you're on a balanced system, you're probably not going to see any meaningful hit to performance. If you're a content creator who doesn't clone their monitor to their capture card, this filter will not be applied by default. You need to add this filter in OBS. If you're a single PC user using game capture like you should, or if you're a dual PC user using projection or NDI, it is super simple to add these filters in OBS. All you need to do is right click your source, go to filters at the bottom, right click, add, and you'll apply a LUT. You can see I've already added one here, and I've browsed to the same directory where the filter factory is. I've added this LUT, and then you can use the bar here to apply how much of the LUT you want. Once you're done, you can hit close, and as you can see, the LUT has been applied. Filters aren't the only thing I've been cooking up. I have been working really hard to try to evolve the audio tune. I have a version of the audio setup that utilizes Elgato Wavelength. I've also been testing some new hardware devices that we could use in place of Voicemeeter and Wavelength all together if it all pans out. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications on so you know when I upload those videos. Now, I do plan a full settings video in the future where I follow up with my in-game settings for maximum frames, maximum visual clarity, and maximum performance, as well as some alternative to filters utilizing NVIDIA Control Panel. So let me know in the comments down below if those interest you. If you want to see me testing some of this stuff live or pick my brain about some audio hardware, I am live a lot over on twitch.tv/art_is_war. And until the next video, I'll be back in the lab cooking for y'all. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.